Hey guys, another pen mail day here. A couple of things that I got in the mail just like yesterday as I'm filming this. If you remember where I shared with you the Eversharp Big E just recently, I'm talking within the last couple of videos, which came out of Parker, really, who had just bought out Eversharp previous to that. And it's very similar to like a Parker 45. A decent writing pen. You can go look at my full video if you want more information on it. And this was a broad nib. You can still see the letters BRD right there on the barrel for the chalk print. But, you know, while I was checking those out and doing research and I had found that one, I actually found somebody who was offering another one, actually even cheaper than I had paid for that one. This was a new old stock Eversharp Big E. You can see it right there on the packaging. Eversharp Big E, $2.98 in its day. So it still had the original box. You can see right there's the Parker logo, so you can tell that it is at that point in time, definitely of the Parker brand with the Eversharp model. And you open it up, and look, just like I had on the other pen, it comes with an original cartridge along with it, and here is the pen itself. This one was in a medium nib, and I went ahead and picked this up because, number one, it was medium. It was new old stock, so it had, in theory, never been used. So I've got two of them now, identical one to another. Different color though, obviously the dark blue and this one a black, but you're going to have the nib very reminiscent of the Parker 45 rather, if you're very familiar with those. And then it's going to be a cartridge converter pen. Like I said, I've got that cartridge right there. I can also put in a converter because it does take the standard Parker cartridges, and I may still yet have some of those floating around from Parker's not in use currently. So I thought that was a fairly good acquisition. New old stock. Good grief. A nice little Eversharp Big E. So I've got two of those now, and I get to experience what the different nib was like by comparison. So this was one that I picked up only because I had a fancy for it. I said, that is very cool, very interesting. I found a seller that basically what they do is they take an old Fuliwen, which is a Chinese branded pen, and they put together this thing to go on the cap, an elephant casting or some kind of looks like molded metal to go on top, and then they took and engraved it with the design of, look, elephants, which I thought was really, really cool. I'll be honest with you, I kind of like elephants, and you know, my walking stick that I've got has an elephant head on it. I've ridden elephants. Elephants, I think, are pretty cool animals. As a matter of fact, ever since I've seen the movie Hatari growing up as a little boy, I've been wanting to go on an African safari and see them in the wild. But I thought this was really neat and inventive. So you're going to pay a lot more than you would for just the Chinese Fuliwen pen in, you know, that looks like a chromed stainless steel kind of thing. But, you know, I thought this was really, really neat. So I paid a few bucks extra to go ahead and get that engraved. So why not? One of the things about it is, first of all, it is a hard pull to get off. You can post it, but it's not going to stay on very well. That's fine. I don't care. This little overlay on that cap is so heavy, you really don't want to do that anyway. But it just basically has an IPG nib, an old iridium point nib, and okay, those are hit or miss sometimes. Don't know how well it's going to work. So I just went ahead and decided, let's see if I can replace that nib. Let me see if I can show it this way, see if that's any better. But so I decided, let me see if I can replace that nib. I just bought some Nemesine nibs that you saw here in my last pen mail video, and that nib was so hard coming out, I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to keep playing with it. I'm just going to see how this particular nib that it came with would write. So I decided, let's just leave it as is. So I'm going to take a nice little handy dandy notepad that I had here on my desk, and so this is a customized Fuliwen. This is my elephant pen. I mean, it writes okay. It's got a medium nib to it. And not the best nib, not the worst nib. It is very acceptable to me. So I'll probably just go ahead and just leave that particular nib in that pen, since it was such a task just trying to get it out. It was stuck. Friction fit, very friction. So anyway, I put in here a Diamine Presidential Blue. Presidential Blue. So in case you were interested in that ink and you like how it looks, and if you were interested in getting it on your own, there you go. You know, it's not the smoothest, and I may yet just add just a hair smooth. It's very acceptable. Don't get me wrong. I could live with this pen as is on that nib, but I just like it just even a hair smoother than it is. I'm getting kind of picky. The longer I do this thing, the pickier I get as to how my nibs write. At first, I would just accept how they wrote and deal with it. And then I said, you know, I can still make them better. And I may make this better. So very, very reliable every time I've picked it up and went to go use it yesterday after I inked it up. This morning, today, during the day. Been a very reliable writer thus far. Writing first time, every time. It is a cartridge converter pen like you would expect to be from a modern day Chinese manufacturer. So there you go. So it does have a converter in there. So anyway, it's a good hefty pen, and you know, some people don't like smooth metal barrels and smooth metal grip sections, but I don't mind. You know, I take every pen, hey, this is what it is, and I deal with it. So I don't necessarily buy pens that I prefer this or I prefer that. I will when they're a lot more expensive, but you know, when you're talking, you know, under 20 bucks, I'm not going to argue too much about the style or the color or the smoothness or whether it's a rubber grip or a wooden grip or a metal grip. I don't care. But anyway, I just thought this was kind of neat, and I just bought it on a whimsy, you know, just on a whim, just a whimsical looking thing. I just thought this was really an adorable pen. So this is my Fuliwen elephant pen. Well, that's it for pen mail for today. I got a few more coming. I'll share with you eventually, and got some more giveaways on the way. Hey, and also don't forget, if you're looking for some good vintage pens, and now even some modern pilot pens, AntiqueDigger.com. Antique Digger now is a dealer for Pilot, so you can pick up. I know right now he had some Pilot Vanishing Point pens that are on his website, as well as some good vintage pens that I've been drooling over myself. Use discount code TROY. Exclusively for you, my viewers, use discount code TROY, T-R-O-Y, and you will get money off from your purchase at checkout. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody, and I'll have some more stuff, content for you here soon. Bye.